Welcome back to One Tile City on City Skylines. This was our series in building a workable city on one tile, basically just using a grid system. So we've reached a bit of a plateau at the moment. We're up to 41,000 people. So what I'm thinking is this is possibly going to be the final episode. Is I'm going to look at what would happen if we got rid of education. That's what I'm going to look at. So, will the city fall down? What will happen? So let's go and let's start destroying the education then, and let's see how we get on. So we've got a school there, and we've got a school there. What's that? That's a school. That is. Let's have a look. Where's the next ones? There's one here. Two up here. And there was another one down here somewhere, wasn't there? Oh, there's one there. Missed that one. So if we're not providing education for our citizens, what will happen? So that's all the education buildings gone. Let's now speed time up and see what happens with the city now. So we reached, let's say 41, let's say 42,000. Let's say we reached 42,000, and let's see what happens with that. Now the question is, what do we do with the spaces that we've just left? Should we fill them with office blocks? Because we've got a bit of demand for that, so let's maybe do that. So we'll fill all these spaces that were schools with office blocks. I'm trying to remember where all the spaces are now. It's a bit difficult to see with the shading on the colours. There's one there. Is that it? Okay, so let this run for a little bit, see what happens, see what difference that makes to the city, if any. So we haven't got any seas of blue as yet. Got a couple of blue areas over there. So still constant at about 42,000 people. A lot of... Is there anywhere else that we can just squeeze in some commercial? Oh, there's one there. Let's squeeze some commercial in there. And there. Just so we can squeeze some more jobs. Let's make sure we've got everything covered. Plenty and plenty of room for residential. So I think that is the... all the squares covered now. So, right, we're now starting to residents. We're starting to lose people at the city. So at the moment, there's no great sea of blue. Let's info. And what we could do is we could probably change the policy on that. Because of no education, we'd rather they work than obviously into education. So now this is going to work. I was expecting a sea of abandoned buildings or valued buildings, but at the moment that's not happened. The city still seems to be okay. It still seems to be running. I don't think it's made a massive difference yet, apart from we keep we want now. And then we back up. Unemployment, but we have jobs of value. See, right. So I didn't realise. I thought we got rid of them all. Stuck in the heart. Need to get rid of the university. No university. My schools. Schools. Right. Now this is because now we have to get not education in all. So now this is still task to see that affects the population. Look at commercial where that university was. Where was it? It was here, wasn't it? Now starting to go down. So we're at 41,800. So let's let check that out. Back value now. So that's cool. So population is still decreasing. More use, as you can see. That's all now popping up. Lots of low land values. Look at all of this. Wow. And now we've got a lack of services over here, which is the schools that's caused that. Big C of low land value here. So we've lost about 100 residents so far, and it's dropping still. So you can see that education does play a part in your city growing. And now there's a sea of green. Yeah. Is nobody coming to pick these up? Come on. Don't tell me I've got a death wave coming. What's the... unemployment's 24%. So that's okay. We definitely haven't got any schools. Land value, as you can see, it's now plummeted. That's going to go abandoned very soon. So we're going to have a sea of abandoned buildings at the moment. But at least they've picked one dead person up. We've just got 2 more to pick up. So we've now lost 300 citizens, and we're now getting a sea of red. As we can see. Yeah. So you can see how the lack of education, employment's 23%, how the lack of education is now affecting the city, because the land value of these buildings is now decreased. So now we've got a big sea of red. And over here. Okay, thank you. So we're now down to 40,000. So look, we've got 1,000 people leaving. And it's getting more. Oh no, it's coming back down again. Dropped to less than 1,000 people leaving. So we're under 40,000 residents now. So we've dropped by... coming up to 3,000 residents is what we've dropped by, just by removing education from the city. So we've got crime happening there. The police should be going to that. And there you go, there's an abandoned building. So let's get the bulldozer out ready, because all these will go abandoned very quickly. So we're now at 39,500. So it's fair to say we're sort of decimating the city a little bit. Now we've got rid of the education. And one of the buildings got abandoned there. So we're going to destroy all these buildings that are now going abandoned. All these high value buildings that were. And we'll see what happens after this. Lots and lots of abandoned residential buildings now. remember, all of this was caused by getting rid of education from the city. So it's a way just to end the series. We levelled out at about 42,000 people. And I just thought I'd see what would happen if we did eliminate education from the city. Now down to 38,000. And we've still got plenty of abandoned buildings to get rid of. That's it for now. So we're down to 38,800. So we've dropped by, what, 5,000 nearly? Or 4,000? Just by removing education from the city. So I think that just shows that what education does to your city. The unemployment rate is 15% now. Okay, so that's gone down a lot, so there's not really a high unemployment in the city. We're still losing residents though, which is the unfortunate thing. We've got a couple of buildings that are going to go abandoned very soon. We don't seem to have any buildings that are levelling up, or at least they don't appear to be anyway. Nope, they're not. We're losing 200 people at the moment out of the city. Abandoned building here. These two are going to go abandoned very shortly, so we'll get rid of those in a moment. It's a nice building, that. By the river. In fact, is that the same style as these? Yeah, they are. So these are going to go as well. I'd imagine that those will go. Anywhere else that's going to go? Oh look, there's another one. So there you go. So that just shows that yes, you can build a city on one tile. It will level out at a certain amount, especially with how I've zoned it. Probably could have zoned it better. We hit 42,000. Taking the education out drops your population. Obviously it does affect your unemployment rate. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the series. That's it for now for the one tile city challenge that we called it. So check out the other City Skylines videos. There will be the roundabout city, that's still ongoing, and the City of Darkness, which is ongoing. So if you like the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber, and I thank you for watching.